Hello friends, welcome to the second lecture of Ideal Family Lifestyle Framework. So in the last lecture I introduced you to the Ideal Family Lifestyle Framework that I have created. The purpose of this framework is to help you make your lifestyle much better than what it is right now. If you have followed my first lecture, this is the second in the series. In this second lecture I'm going to tell you how to get control of your emotions. So this is a very important chapter, and obviously I have put it as the first one that you need to follow. Okay, so let us start with what is emotions. Emotions are something that comes to our mind all the time, right? Emotions are like waves of a sea that keep coming and coming at you. Sometimes big emotions, good emotions, bad emotions, small waves, big emotions, small emotions. Okay, happy emotions, sad emotions. But what happens is that once you get emotional, they tend to alter the behavior. Okay, so if you have a situation, you need to deal with the situation in a certain way. But the moment your emotions get involved, they alter your behavior in a drastic way. Okay, so in this chapter, I'm going to tell you how to use your emotions to the best possible output in any situation. Okay, and eventually get control of your life. So as I said, without controlling your emotions, you're not going to control your life at all. So the most important thing about emotion is emotions alter the way you're doing something or something should be done. Think about a situation when you have no emotion at all and you're not attached to that thing at all. And if you're given a chance to do something, believe me, you will do the best possible way. But the moment emotion comes in, and emotions are generated by different things around us. People generate emotions in us, situations generate emotion in us. What others are doing, by watching them, our mind creates emotions. So the emotions are the part that makes our personality behave in a certain way. In fact, our whole of our thought process, our whole belief system, it is based on what kind of emotions we are feeling to any situation. Now the main purpose of our life is to improve our life, right? So to improve our life, there are certain things we need to do and follow. Okay, as far as you're following those rules and you're doing the steps, step by step, you will reach there. But the problem is your emotions get in the way. Sometimes you make a decision, you make a resolution that, oh, I'm going to do this thing in this way for the next 5 days, 6 days, 10 days. But you see that after 1 or 2 days you start feeling emotional, and you start feeling, oh no, this is not giving me result, and then your mind plays up with you and says, oh yeah, there's no point in pursuing this, and you give up. This is what typically happens when people want to lose weight, when people want to study for some exams or something. This is the common thing that happens. To be persevering on the same thing for many years, months, or days, you need something that you need to suppress your emotions. So the second point here on this topic is that emotion is your biggest enemy living within you. It's not the outside world that is your enemy. The emotion inside you is the biggest enemy. Okay, if you use the emotion in a positive way, you can get control of your life very nicely. But if you can't control your emotions, then emotions are going to control you. Okay, and then they will be the master, you will be the slave. It should be the other way around. We should be the master and our emotion should be the slave. Okay, it is not your emotions that you should it is not that your emotion should control you. In fact, you should be able to control your emotion, and that is just the first step. Once you are able to control your emotions, you will be able to control the emotion of people around you. Okay, and that is when you can lead them. If you want a positive change in your life, it's not just you, it's your whole family that is with you. So you need to impact them in a positive way, and that will not happen unless you get control of your emotion. So okay, so today I'm going to tell you getting control of emotions is very easy. It's very easy. It took me a while to figure it out, but it's very easy. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Just first listen to a few of the things that I have to say about emotions, then I'll tell you the main point of today's lecture. So what causes emotions in us? As I told you earlier, situations outside, we see something, and then based on our belief system, we say, okay, wow, this is how I understand it happened in past, and this is why it's going to happen like this, and that creates a sort of emotions in us. Okay, so as I said, people from outside create emotions in us, we create our own emotions, and situations create emotion in us. If you are very rich, you have a different type of emotion for people around you. If you're not very rich, you will have a different type of emotion for people around you. The whole thing is, emotions are like sea waves. They keep coming at us in different form and shape. Good emotions, bad emotions, sad, happy, angry, jealousy, there are countless emotions, right? But the whole purpose is, are those emotions of any use? If they are of use, then we need to use it for our good. But if not, then they will be damaging us, causing us damage. Okay, so what happens is with us is, I would talk about anger in special, because getting angry is very easy. Everybody is angry today. Yeah, it's very easy to get angry, very easy. To be peaceful and calm is the difficult part, which not everybody can do. Okay, so that's what we need to learn, how to control our emotion in a way that helps us in a positive way. Okay, so getting angry, even if you get angry anytime, this is the first thing you need to do. You must delay your response. Okay, believe me, it works magically. If you're very, very angry, the best thing you should do is keep quiet. Okay, keep quiet for 5 seconds, keep quiet for 10 seconds, if possible keep quiet for 10 minutes. Okay, and just forget the situation that has caused anger in you. Just go away from the situation, go somewhere, okay, and do something else completely radically different from this situation. Okay, and then start thinking about this. Let's say after half an hour, 1 hour, then think about what has happened. You'll be thinking about the situation in a very unemotional way and a very practical way. But when you are angry, the whole anger, generates so many hormones inside you, and those hormones take over the brain's control. Okay, and those hormones then drive your physical activities around you. So that's the first thing you need to do when you get angry. There are many types of emotions. People, sometimes they are sad. Sometimes people are sad for a long period of time, and then some more long period of time, which is called as depression. So people can go into depression as well, and that is also a type of emotion, and it can be controlled easily. Okay, so if you're one of those persons, this lecture is going to be very helpful for you. Now, emotions are good. I'm not saying that emotions are bad all the time. Emotions are good, but it should be under control. Okay, it should be under control. For example, if you see somebody, you feel happy, that's good to be. Okay, if you get hurt in a really bad way, or let's say you have been deceived by somebody, or you've been cheated by somebody, okay, there is bound to be feeling sad about it. I understand that. Okay, but what I'm saying is, don't react immediately. So if you feel sad, okay, be sad with it, but don't carry that burden with you all the time. For example, something happened with you like 10 years back or 12 years back, 20 years back. Yeah, somebody deceived you in some way. If you carry that burden with you whole of the life, it's literally like, you're letting that person control you even after 20 years in time. So they are still controlling you even today based on what they did to you 20 years back. Okay, you will be burning in revenge. You can't do anything. You're not going to do anything about it. So you need to let it go. Those kind of things that has happened in past, we need to let them go. Okay, now this is one more angle. Do you think animals have emotions? Yes, they do have emotions, little bit. But the difference between animal and humans are animals so emotional as us? Probably not. Animals are not so emotional as us. Why? Because they don't have the luxury. Yeah, it's only we humans, we have got the luxury of everything. Okay, for example, if you take an average person, average person might get angry, let's say if they don't get a food. Let's say they don't get lunch one of the days, they don't find lunch, they'll be getting angry. Oh, I'm not getting food, I'm angry. And the billionaires, they get angry if the specific type of drink that they ordered to be there at the desk at 10 o'clock, if it arrives at 10 past 2, 2 past 10, okay, that's going to drive them crazy. So the level of emotion they attach to a particular thing is also attached to their ego. We humans have ego, and which is what makes us more emotional. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the higher a person goes in society, the ego goes high most of the time. Yeah, and that's what makes them so irritable and so irritated all the time, because their expectation of perfection has gone up. Yeah, a common person will be happy sleeping in a normal bed. Yeah, but a very rich person will not be happy sleeping in a common bed. They want a specific type of mattress at the specific temperature in the room, okay, specific type of silence around them, a specific level of air flowing inside the house. So they have very specific requirements about everything in life, and that makes them more sadder than a common person. A common person just gets a bed, they sleep happily. But a rich person or a highly emotional person will not feel happy in the same situation. So who's the enemy? It's not the world around you. You can't go and control each and everything. Yeah, that's what people try to do. As they get more powerful, richer, stronger, they try to control everything around them. and that's not going to happen, and that makes them more sadder. So these people, they are more sad than a common person, yeah, because common persons can adjust, yeah, and that's what animals do. Animals have the lowest level of emotions. Animals don't have the luxury, they don't have an ego, they don't have the luxury to get emotional about anything, okay, and that is why they just go along the flow. They only go with the necessity in their life, yeah. They don't feel about what other animals are thinking about them, what other animals are feeling about them, okay. If somebody says to them something, or in their own language, they won't mind that, because the most important thing for them is they need to get food. That is their top challenge. The emotional mess comes in only once all your basic necessities are satisfied, yeah, food, clothing, shelter. When these three things are satisfied, that's when the emotion starts taking over. So in a way, animals have a better quality of life as far as emotions are concerned. They don't have depression, they don't have all these problems. Yeah, well, they may have, but not to the extent that humans have, yeah. And this is the prime reason, the more evolved a society is, the more cultured people are, the more affluent the society is, the people have more emotional problems. It's because they're letting the emotions control them, and the society is allowing it, yeah. Society is allowing the behavior where you can get angry for each and everything that's happened in your life, okay. So that is important, yeah. We should not get very emotional. So the top situations when you feel emotional, I think the top situations when you feel emotional is, I would say anger is one of the probably the most common situation. When you get angry, you really lose it, okay, and the anger controls you. So that is one of the situation. When you're very sad, for example, you face a big defeat, or you have a big loss in life of any form, physical form, financial form of loss, any kind of loss. Those are all really sad situations. But these are real threat to life. If you, for example, if there is a fear of losing job, or you have already lost a job, or fear of losing your loved one, or you have already lost a loved one, I understand that it will really generate emotions in you, which is very difficult to control, but that is okay. This is a real situation in which you can get emotional, okay, and which is why I said emotions are good or bad, okay. So it's okay to be emotional in this situation. You have really suffered a loss. If you don't have a job, I understand your state of mind will be very sad, but then out of 100% of the time, how many minutes or how many percentage of time do we land in this kind of situation? Hardly, yeah. You may lose your loved ones maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe max 5 times in life. You may lose job how many times in life? Maybe maximum 10, isn't it? Worst case scenario, some people don't ever lose their jobs. So I will say that unless you have this threat of food, clothing, and shelter, okay, you should not get emotional. If you have these three problems, that is when you should really be worrying about your emotion, and you can let emotion take control of you. But even in these situations, unless and until you devise a solution to get out of the situation, emotions are not going to help you. Emotions are only going to drown you down, yeah. So we need to buckle up, yeah. So to be sad for some time, but then buckle up, okay. And you need to come back. As you throw a ball down, the ball goes down, but it comes back again. If it's a sponge ball, it comes back again at the same speed. That's the kind of situation I want you to be in, okay. I want you to be coming back to your control as and when possible, okay. So as I said earlier, that emotion is the biggest enemy living inside it, and let me tell you the formula now. This formula that I've devised is called as the bluff theory, okay. So what is bluff theory? The bluff theory is, you want to do something, okay, situations will generate emotion around you that is going to get you in the control. Once emotion has you in their control, emotion is going to drive you away from your target, right? And this is a bluff, a simple bluff, okay. I need to think of really examples of bluff. I don't know if you have been bluffed sometime, maybe somebody who's selling something to you, or some people in your life, okay. The whole point about bluffing people and situations is that they want to win that particular event, and they bluff you into thinking something else. And the main purpose of bluff is to distract your attention from the main objective that you have in life. The main objective you have is to make your life better, to succeed in something, okay. Let's say you're preparing for an exam, or you're preparing for some particular event, and you have a long-term plan for it. The bluff would, what it would do is, it would distract you even for a short while away from your target, and the moment you're distracted, you're gone. So whenever a negative emotion arises in you, just think it of as a kind of bluff that is happening with you, okay. Somebody is bluffing with you. Is the world, is the people around you that is bluffing with you, and the main purpose of that bluff is The main purpose is to distract you from your target. Okay, wherever you want to go, they want to distract you at any cost. And the moment they have distracted you, for example, they have made you angry, they made you jealous, okay, they made you sad, they made you restless, okay, they have made you lose your patience, they win. You would have seen in football matches, they bluff. In cricket matches, they have this concept of sledging. Yeah, that is another kind of bluff. The main idea behind sledging in sports is they want to distract the sportsman from the main target of their game, and they want to distract the attention, divide like 25% or 50% of the attention away from the game into the fight. So people will try to pick fights with you. So whenever somebody is trying to pick fight with you, be it your spouse, be it your office colleague, be it your friends, be it your enemies, okay, or be it your neighbor or some stranger, somebody you meet in the train or in, if they get you emotional, if they get you angry due to some situation, don't think about them, think about the bluff. Very, very important. The moment you realize that this is all a bluff and just to make you distracted, you have won. That's it. And it's very simple to control. The moment you realize that, oh, I'm being bluffed here, I'm being taken for a ride by this person in the wrong way because this person wants me to get into fight, I'm not going to get into fight. Okay, my purpose is this, my direction is this, I'm going to stay right on track in my direction, okay, and I'm going to ignore it. And believe me, it works like a magic. It has worked for me like a magic, and this is a very easy way to control your emotions, whenever you're having, as I said, the major emotions which I said, which happens due to loss of some big losses in your life, those emotions are the ones it's okay, you can't control with this attitude. And as I said, they're okay to have, it's okay to have that kind of emotions. But the emotions that arise due to these small little things, somebody said some pointing things at you, somebody taunts you, somebody comments you, somebody says a lie about you, somebody does wrong things behind you, and you find that out, oh, that I've been behind my back people are talking something wrong about me. All these things, they get you hyper, and that's the situation I'm saying. The whole purpose of this situation is to get you distracted. Okay, so next time whenever you get any angry due to any situation, just think of this bluff theory. Okay, and the moment you treat this as a bluff, because think about this, somebody got you angry today, okay, let's say they got you angry for half of the day. So half of the day you're in such an anger, okay, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to kill this person next time I see, they have spoiled my life is hell, blah blah blah. We say thousands of things, okay, and let's say your half day is spoiled, okay, and this is 2021. Take it forward 10 years ahead, yeah, 2031. Tell me in 2031, when you're thinking about what happened to you on this day on 2021, will that matter at all? How much will that matter in your life? In the big scheme of your life, nothing, this thing doesn't matter at all. You getting angry for half a day in 2021 not even has the tiniest implication to your future life. Okay, so think about this. If you're really intelligent, if somebody gets you angry, you're not going to spend even 2 minutes getting angry on that. Why? Because that person played a bluff on you. If you get caught, you will spoil half your day, as you did today, right? You spoil half of your day getting angry on somebody for something, and with this is insignificant in your life as compared to the current life in future 2031, right? And that's what happens to you. Think about this, 20 years back somebody hurt you in some way, or 15 years back somebody said something to you which you felt very hurt. How significant is it today? Not at all. And the bigger you rise in life, the more you rise in life, the more public facing kind of life you have, the more people will get you annoyed. If you interact with 5 people, you have 5 chances of getting annoyed. If you interact with 50,000 people, you have 50,000 chances of getting annoyed. If you work in an office, you've got like 30 more people to annoy you, yeah, and 10 more situations to annoy you. So the whole point is, we get annoyance because of the situations around us, and many a time these things are caused by either the situations around us or by the people around us. So the more you interact with people, the more kind of trouble and emotions, negative emotions, you're going to get into it. Okay, I'm not really talking particularly about positive emotions. Positive emotions are good, but even they are not so good, as they appear. Okay, so let me talk a bit about the positive emotions here. So all the while I talked about negative emotions, so you know the trick now. Next time whenever anybody gets you angry, okay, or sad, or any negative emotion you need to treat that as a bluff. Okay, and the moment you realize it as a bluff, you're going to shrug it off like this and say, get lost, I'm not caring about these tiny emotions, I'll move on. Okay, and you move on, and believe me, after 10 days when you think about it, you're going to really laugh at it and you say, wow, what a great job I had done. I didn't spoil my half day because some person said something to me. Okay, instead, if they're posing a problem at you, you need to think very creatively about getting a solution to the problem. That is the important part. Being emotional about it is not going to help. Okay, so that's what I said. Now let's think about positive emotions. So positive emotions, like happiness and okay, all those things. These positive emotions, they help us in many ways. But the biggest problem with these positive emotions is that positive emotions are there to only get you hyper. Okay, so when you get hyper, you can. Okay, so when I was talking about positive emotions are there only to get us hyper, as I said earlier. Yeah, what is hyper? What do you mean by hyper? By hyper, I mean that they'll get you too excited. Yeah, for example, there is a situation when people are not supposed to be very excited. You're supposed to behave normal, okay, and people are behaving normally, and you get super excited. Okay, that is going to work against you. So you're super excited, very happy, okay, and that doesn't mean that everybody else wants you to be happy or everybody else is happy around you. You're going to make more enemies by being extremely happy in front of others. Happy from inside is fine, but don't just try to show it off. Yeah, you become a show off. Yeah, let's say you make a lot of money, you want to show off the money. In showing off the money, you make other people feel sad. Yeah, you want to every time prove that, oh, I'm much better than you, I have a better life, you have a horrible life. That's the negative. So positive emotions are good, but only if they're controlled. Don't let the positive, which is why we say, sometimes when people get a lot of money, out of their imagination, they go really mad. Okay, they go very egoistic, and ego brings sorrow eventually. So that's what I'm saying, that when things get you very, very happy or very, very excited, you still must try to always control them. And this is the way you're going to take control of your life. Okay, so we talked about the positive emotions, we talked about the bluff theory, and now let me tell you what has happened to you till date. Every time you got emotional, what happened to you? Whenever you got emotional, somebody took advantage of you. They managed to make you angry, they managed to make you sad, and in doing that, under the influence of those things, those emotions, you behaved in a different way than what you should have behaved in a practical way. Yeah, all the things that we see around us, especially the television, the advertisements, when you see rich people, and when you see somebody driving a rich car or wearing a nice dress or having a big house, it generates such a certain kind of emotions in you. But those emotions are not going to help you become like them. Yeah, and so what I'm saying is, people have fooled you thousands of times till date only because you are an emotional person. If you become a little less emotional, okay, control your emotion. Whenever there is a need arises from the five senses, see, hear, touch, feel, and smell, all these five senses, whenever this arises any kind of emotion in you, try to get control of it, because if you're not, then the world is going to control you. Okay, if somebody can get you angry at whenever they want, it means that they know your switch. They know which switch to press to get you angry. They know which switch to press to make you happy. And then what happens is, you are getting under their control. Okay, so if you're an emotional person, then you can be controlled easily by others. Okay, that's definitely not a good thing. We don't want to be controlled by others. We think we are not in a control, but yes, you are under control. If you're an emotional person, you are being controlled by the situation. The situation can get you sad, and that's what they do in sledging in sports, as I told you earlier, right? They try to get you emotional and lose you in the game. Okay, so you have to be a really cold person as far as emotions are concerned, and the more colder you are, you should not be very happy, you should not be very sad. Okay, stay even if you have a difficult situation, try to stay calm. And if even if you're not calm from inside, at least try to show from the outside that you're very calm. When somebody tries to pick fight with you, just behave as if you're not perturbed by their behavior. Okay, and this way you will be able to control emotion. And the moment other people realize, oh, I can't control this person's emotion, they're going to give up. They're not going to come after you. So if somebody picks a fight with you 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, after that they will say, oh, this person is not a type of person with whom we can fight. No fun in fighting with this guy. Leave this guy. Let's catch somebody else. And they're going to go and catch somebody else. They will leave you. So you'll be escaped. Yeah, you'll be relieved from such a trouble in life. So The less emotional you are, less mess you're going to attract in your life. Believe me, and it's going to work like magic. Okay, so that's good. So this is the theory here, yeah, on emotions. So why do we need to control our emotion to get control of our life? As I said, getting control of life is all about doing lots of things which need strong emotion. For example, if you want to improve your health, you have to do exercise, right? Emotion gets in the way. We all know it. If you want to improve relationship with your partner, emotion especially gets into way. Yeah, a lot of people I've seen, they get very easily annoyed by somebody. If there's, for example, some office colleague says something to you, you get very easily annoyed. If your boss talks to you in a rude way, you get annoyed very easily. If your subordinate talks to you, if your friends talk to you in a certain way, you get annoyed. So if you can't really improve relationship with your people around you, you're going to have a lot of trouble in life. Okay, even succeeding in profession is all about controlling your emotions. Okay, so you can't succeed in emotion if you can't succeed in profession if you can't control your emotions. And controlling your finances is again a major part plays in how do you invest your money, and where do you invest your money, why should you invest your money, whether you get emotional with your money or not. That's again important. So emotion is like the overarching thing. You control emotion is like a nice umbrella on your top, which is going to help you throughout your life. Okay, and it's obviously loving kids and true friends and nice colleagues. All these things you will get only if you can control your emotions. Yeah, and this is the main point for today. You need to control your emotion. Please remember the bluff theory. It's going to help you 90% of the time in life. Okay, and if you need any help, I'm more than happy to create some kind of a Telegram group, or you have our email address, phone, or you can call us or phone us on the number given below. And also please like and subscribe our channel if you really like this. And we're going to, in the next lecture, we're going to tell you more about how you can develop the sense of service in your body. Okay, all right, so that's great. Thank you from my side. Bye bye, and see you next lecture.